All right, continuing on, we've got 4 gods down, 6 to go. The next is Krannus, not too far away, right around the corner. And he is unique in that you don't weaken him like the other 9 gods by defeating his little minions throughout his dungeon, because he's a total gimmick battle. He's essentially immobile, and you have to fight his 2 pretty strong minions. And when you defeat them, you can then just run up and essentially kill Krannus without any effort. And the situational achievement tied to this god is that you need to kill his 2 minions within 5 seconds of each other, which means that you want to, kind of weaken them simultaneously so you don't kill one and then have a slew of damage left to deal to the other. So I don't consider really any consumable items helpful, so I'll just get started. Again, since the little weak individual enemies throughout the dungeon, killing them isn't weakening the boss, so I'm not really going to spend a lot of time fighting them. I'm just going to kind of beeline it through the dungeon. There are 2 pillars in this dungeon that you can interact with that each one gives you a random skill, and you could get something useful or something, unhelpful. This enemy, I don't know if you noticed it here, but he had... his health had like a little red slash over it, and what that meant is, some of the enemies previously that I've fought have had armor where their health is gray, and then you hit them once or twice and the armor breaks off and you can deal health damage. Like that guy there on the left has armor. But bigger, stronger enemies have like that. It almost looks like a little red lightning bolt over their health, and that's going to indicate layers of health. So as you attack them, you'll break off those lightning bolts essentially, break off layers of health, so then you can get to their actual... See here, this guy's got the red squiggle. If I were to attack him a few times, that red squiggle would break off, and then I could start dealing health damage. And the reason I explain this is that the boss of Krannus' minions, the 2 minions you have to fight, are kind of strong, and they have 3 or 4 of those lightning bars of layers of health that you need to break through, and you want to kind of do it equally to the 2 of them as you chip away at them so that you can kill them within 5 seconds of each other. So as you can see, I'm just sort of running through. Going up here is going to lead us to that first pillar that'll assign us a random skill. Now, what you could do if you really wanted to, and it's not necessary, so I'm certainly not going to do it, is you could run through here with basically all of your characters, get the 2 skills, and then suicide, and then finish it with your main character, and then that's just going to make the rest of your team stronger. But since I really don't plan on having to rely on the rest of my team, I'm not too worried about that. So here I had to fight through a couple of tougher enemies to get to this pillar, and again, interacting with it is just going to assign you a random skill. Some are better than others. Let's see what I get. Early Striker. So let's see what that means. Deal extra damage to enemies who are starting an attack. So that's not really anything you can count on being helpful, but whatever. Maybe we'll get something better at the next one. So we'll continue across this bridge. The next pillar is right over here in the next area. I'm just going to run past that guy. I don't think things really make an effort to chase you, so whatever. Alright, so the pillar is just up here. And my random skill is Crushing Blow. So that's going to make it so heavy hits have a chance of stunning enemies. Oops, I've got some ugly text on the screen. Let me see if I can get rid of that. Yeah, so Crushing Blow is good because I pretty much exclusively use heavy attacks. And every heavy attack has a chance to stun an enemy. And when that procs, you'll see them with like, a swirling white indicator around their head as they're just sort of left there incapacitated so I can finish them off. So now continuing on, one other achievement I'm going to try to get out of the way in this dungeon is for killing an enemy with an environmental hazard. There you could see that guy was stunned. Oh, real quick, you want to be careful. You got to do some platforming here where you could, you know, fall off and die. But right up ahead here, there's going to be a big hanging pillar, and there's like a praying enemy that I can attack the rope and make it fall on him and kill him. So looks like achievement notifications are still not popping. I'm going to have to do something about that. But that would have satisfied the kill an enemy with an environmental hazard. So again, like in the last video, what I'll do is once I finish the boss, I'll open the guide and make sure the achievement's unlocked as expected. So we're kind of working our way down here. We're getting close to the end. Let's see if I can be a little more careful. That guy got stunned, as you can see by the indicator over his head. I'm just trying to fill up my health. This guy doesn't get staggered by heavy attacks, so I took more damage than I really kind of expected. I'm going to be careful walking across this beam and not fall to your death. Actually, yeah. I'm going to start dropping down here. And this is like the final run to the boss. What's going to happen is you just run past all these guys. There's some different praying dorks out here. And as I approach, a door is going to start opening. So depending on who follows you, you may have to actually fight your way, fight these guys off as you're waiting to go past this moving barrier. And then this is going to be the cinematic for the boss. Now again, he's going to have two large minions that behave a little differently. One does like rears up and slams down, and the other one does kind of like a flailing attack. And you want to kind of try to chip away at them equally so you can kill them within 5 seconds of each other. So the guy on the right there, he's the like rear up and smash, and the guy on the left kind of flails around with that big pillar on his back. And you can see they have 3 or whatever of those squiggles on them, which means they kind of have, you know, 3 bars of health, and you need to break through those consecutively to get to the next tier of health, as it would be. So I've got that guy I've got the first one down to just his main health. So I'm going to try chipping away at the second one and not getting killed in the process. He's still got 1 layer of, I don't know, it's not really armor, but whatever it is. So there. So now they're both just down to regular health. First one's dead, second one's dead. So again, achievement notifications aren't popping up, but that definitely was within 5 seconds to unlock that associated achievement. And once they're dead, you get a brief cinematic, and now you can just make your way onto the boss's head. It would certainly be possible to fall to your death here, so be very careful as you walk across this beam. And then you have to jump off of this wooden beam onto his head. And then you just want to do a jump and Y heavy attack on his like brain section there. You need to do it like 2 or 3 times. And again, be careful not to jump off of his head and die. Once you deal enough damage, he dies. It plays his cinematic. It unlocks the achievement for defeating him. Again, I have to do something about these achievement notifications. I'll get it fixed for the next video, and I'll check the guide here once we get back to the overworld and ensure that I did get the expected achievements. The character will make her way out of the dungeon, much to the excitement of the rest of the team, and we'll see what sort of rewards we get here. Alright, so nothing random debilitating my character, some different stat increases throughout the party, useless consumable, a useless item. And that's it for Krannus. Let's go ahead and check the map and see what's next. So next is Lochlannarg, kind of around the corner, and we'll just ensure that the achievements did unlock in the guide even though I got no notifications. So yep, defeated Krannus, defeated his guards within 5 seconds, and I did get the environmental kill as well. So we're all good, and I'll see you in the next video.